Hello, welcome to this special edition of Brass Tacks, coming to you live from the Garden City, the IT city of Bengaluru. But tonight's top focus is going to be on what's happened across the border in Pakistan. Former Prime Minister of Pakistan Imran Khan was today shot at multiple times, at least in 3 different places on both his legs, as he was leading the long march in a place called Wazirabad. At least one shooter managed to get all the way up to the container where Imran Khan was living in for the period of this long march and shot at him multiple times. One 9mm pistol as well as 2 empty magazines were recovered from the site. Imran Khan had to be rushed from Wazirabad to Lahore for medical treatment. But most importantly, the question that's being asked is, this has come almost exactly 15 years since a former Prime Minister, another former Prime Minister, Benazir Bhutto, was killed in an assassination attempt. Was this an assassination attempt at a former Prime Minister, Imran Khan? And more importantly, was this in keeping with the recent tensions that we have seen over the better part of the last couple of years between Imran and the army, and more so in the last few days, where there was open name-calling by Imran and his close political associates at the top leadership of the army? What message does today's assassination attempt, quote-unquote, on Imran Khan send to the political establishment in Pakistan? More importantly, can any politician, whether it is Zulfikar, whether it is Benazir, or whether it is today Imran Khan, ever dare to go against the army in Pakistan? But first, the story of the day today.
The moment of an assassination bid against former Pak PM Imran Khan in Gujranwala, Pakistan. Chaos and mayhem ruled near his reception camp at Zafarali Khan Chowk after the gunshots rang out. At least 4 PTI party leaders were among those injured. One of them, Ahmed Chatta, succumbed.
अल्लाह का करम है, सब खैरियत से। कुछ साथी हमारे जो शहीद जख्मी हैं, एक साथी का बताया जा रहा है कि वो शहीद हो गए।
An injured Khan was rushed to an SUV and shifted to hospital, hit on both legs by 3 bullets. TV images showed 2 men brandishing a gun at the rally close to Khan's container. The attacker, who has been arrested, had fired at Imran Khan when he was going to address his ongoing long march to Islamabad against the Shehbaz Sharif government. 2 pistols and ammunition have been recovered.
इसलिए किया है कि ये लोगों को गुमराह कर रहा था इमरान खान, और मुझसे ये चीज़ देखी नहीं गई, और मैंने इसको मार दिया। मारने की कोशिश की, पूरी मारने की कोशिश की कि मैं इसको मारूं, सिर्फ और सिर्फ इमरान खान को और किसी को नहीं।
Punjab's Health Minister Dr. Yasmeen Ahmed confirmed that Khan is out of danger and stable. In his first reported interaction with close aides soon afterwards, an injured Imran said, and I quote, "Allah has given me another life. I will fight back. I know they want to kill me, but they don't know Allah is protecting me." Condemning the incident, Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has asked for an immediate report. Aides to the former Pak PM have demanded strong measures.
इमरान खान महफूज है, हमारे कई साथी जो है वो जख्मी हैं, इस वक्त अस्पतालों में हैं। किसी भी रजीम चेंज एक्सरसाइज का जो पहला जो आखिरी मरहला होता है वो एलिमिनेशन होती है। आज का वाकया जो कि बड़ा अफसोसनाक है, ये इस मौजूदा हुकूमत के कारनामे हैं, राना सनाउल्लाह के कारनामे हैं।
The tremors are being felt across Pakistan. People have come out onto the streets in Punjab province and a riot-like situation threatens. The Imran incident has brought back chilling memories of former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto's assassination at a rally in 2007.
All right, joining us now on the talking point here on Brass Tacks, G. Parthasarathi, former Indian High Commissioner to Pakistan. Ishad Ahmed Khan is a senior PMLN leader. Ahmed Javed Bhatti will be joining us. He's a senior PTI leader. Omar Altaf, a senior journalist in Pakistan, and Kamar Chima, defense analyst as well on the broadcast this evening. But let me start with Ambassador Parthasarathi first. What is your reading of what happened today in Wazirabad? Was this an assassination attempt, or is this exaggerated to say that the target was Imran Khan?
No, I wouldn't take a view as yet on that, because the fact of the matter is there have been assassinations of prime ministers and others in Pakistan. It started with Liaquat Ali Khan, their first Prime Minister, then on to Benazir Bhutto. Yes, Imran Khan, there's no question, was becoming more and more popular, and more so as he was one person who challenged the military, and he was picking up support. Therefore, there certainly, given Pakistan's history, the fact of getting a former prime minister assassinated, or a prime minister or a prime minister designate assassinated, is nothing new. And the fact is that this was a very amateurishly done job. So I would rule out any accusation against the army, or which some of Imran Khan's supporters may put. And it will require an investigation, but it will perhaps end up in a mess with no firm conclusion. You didn't have one in the case of Liaquat. You didn't have one in the case of Benazir Bhutto, and people have died in mysterious circumstances. But it is part of a larger malady. The malady is this availability of guns in Pakistan. Everybody can get hold of one quite easily, and it's therefore very difficult to trace. And the guy who confessed hardly seems to be the person who would have been set out to assassinate. One does not know what his mental and other conditions are. So yes, it is reflective of growing violence. Reflective of growing violence in Pakistan. Imran, as I said, though there were many who disliked him.
I also want to go across to Omar Altaf, who's a senior journalist who's joining us. Omar, straight away comparisons are being made, and this is not just being made by Imran Khan's party folks. This is being made by senior journalists, by analysts in Pakistan, to what happened to Benazir Bhutto in 2007, that any politician who dares to question the army or cross the army meets this kind of a fate. PTI, of course, is going to town saying that Rana Sanaullah is responsible for what happened, given the threats that we've heard in public over the last few days. What is your best assessment of what happened to Imran Khan today, and what may likely be the fallout of it?
Political assassinations have been happening quite frequently in the Indian subcontinent. It's happened in India, it's happened in Pakistan. Mercifully, Imran Khan escaped. But in a just released statement, PTI Secretary General Asad Umar has called for removal of the Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif, Interior Minister Rana Sanaullah, and a very senior military officer. Otherwise, PTI plans to hold protests, countrywide protests, if that doesn't happen. So their demand is clear, and now it's up to how the government and the military establishment would act, because demanding the removal of a prime minister, I don't know what process could lead to that, whether street agitation, Imran Khan would launch a street agitation which would demand the removal of the government. But how would the military act when Imran Khan's party is calling for a removal of a senior military officer? So things remain very fluid, and there are protests going on in Pakistan. And now Imran Khan is currently in Shaukat Khanam Hospital, where he's undergoing treatment. His next statement would set the tone.
Do you believe, Omar, though, that this might increase the sympathy for Imran Khan, that he was already gaining traction amongst the people of Pakistan? He was trying to play martyr. He had all this conspiracy theory about America, evicting him from power, so on and so forth. And there were folks within the army who couldn't stand him in power. So he was trying to play martyr. Now, with this assassination attempt, would that card work manifestly in Imran Khan's favor?
Obviously, I'm not sure whether it would work in his favor or not, but who would benefit from this situation remains to be seen. But obviously, now that the blood has been added to his movement, there is an outpour of sympathy for Imran Khan, and I think his narrative is going. People would be large majority of people would be buying his narrative hook, line, and sinker. Now, it's Imran Khan undoubtedly is the most popular political leader, and we have seen in the past that popular political leaders in Pakistan either get killed, exiled, or jailed. This Imran has escaped all three so far, but Benazir was attacked.
But for how long? But for
twice.
how long that his luck might continue?
No.
That is a fair question to ask.
I just need to add one
let me ask
let me complete. Benazir was also attacked in October 2007. She escaped in the suicide attack, but then she was attacked again, where she couldn't survive. So Imran Khan cannot let the guard down. He needs to be very vigilant as far as security is concerned.
Sure. Let me ask Kamar Chima, the fact that there was no love lost between the army, the top leadership of the army and Imran Khan over a number of years now, at least a couple of years now, is well known. It started with him wanting to appoint General Faiz Hamid as the DG-ISI. That did not happen. Eventually, Imran Khan, to this day, believes that there were senior leaders in the army who wanted to see his back from power. And it got so public and so vile that I think a few days ago during this long march, he even called General Bajwa a thug. Is this coming to bite Imran Khan, that in Pakistan, if you dare to take on the army, no matter how big a politician you are, no matter how popular you are, there is a cost to pay?
Well, I think this has nothing to do with the army. Imran Khan was very much popular, but remember the track record historically has been that the religiously motivated militants have targeted the politicians in Pakistan. If you just go back few years back, you have seen that there were a series of attempts against the politicians when Pakistan was fighting war against terrorism. In Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto, even Rawalpindi, the politicians in Karachi have been targeted by the militant Islamists. One thing. Now this Imran Khan was in Wazirabad, Gujranwala. So we have to find out the reality that who is this person? What are the motives behind that? Was he involved? We have came to know that he and his mother were involved in all this. His mother was also somewhere supporting. So the fact is yet to come. But obviously the political polarization have increased. Imran Khan is asking, the new claim from Imran Khan is that the interior minister, the prime minister, and one of the two-star general needs to be removed from their positions. Otherwise, there will be protests across the country. So I think Imran Khan believes that
but we're already seeing, Kamar Chima, we're already seeing riots in Punjab between PTI workers and PMLN supporters. The fact that Imran Khan himself said that he believes that Rana Sanola was the person responsible for today's attack. Whether or not there is any basis to that, of course, only an investigation can establish. But the fact remains that he has now put himself firmly in this and said that here is everyone, including the ruling party, there are vested interests in the top leadership of the army who are all out to get me, and today's attack was an evidence of that.
Well, in reality, obviously he's targeting everyone. But remember, when he was in the government, every politician in Pakistan was in jail, including Prime Minister, President and Prime Minister. Nawaz Sharif was in jail. His daughter was in jail. Former President Asif Ali Zardari was in jail. Rana Sanola, the one on whom he put some drugs, he was in jail. So every politician was in jail. So he has put so many. He's put his foot on so many powerful toes, if you remember. And he has been targeting everyone. He made media controversial. So he believes that everyone is against him, and he's challenging the system. He's politically very much popular, but that doesn't mean that he has that kind of a political power. He can remove everyone right now. Remember, Imran Khan was removed from the prime minister as a prime minister through a political and democratic process. He was not removed by the military. So his assertion that the military should support him is undemocratic, and this is illegitimate. So his only way to come in power are the elections which are to be conducted.
Let me ask Ambassador Parthsarthi. Let me ask Ambassador Parthsarthi, we do know that by the end of November, General Bajwa's term gets over, and he has said publicly that he doesn't intend to seek an extension. There are at least, as per my understanding, half a dozen generals who are in contention to be the next army chief. Will the events of today and this whole acerbic nature of public bickering that's been going on between Imran Khan's folks and folks in the army, will that have a bearing on who the next chief will be and what may his disposition be towards the PTI, towards the PMLN, and most importantly, what may be the army's disposition towards elections which are due next year?
Look, let's be real. The Pakistan Army is a disciplined force. It goes by what its chief says and what the corps commander says. Faiz Hamid was a bit of a publicity seeker, and he was used by Imran Khan, and Imran Khan used him. I think also he's 4 or 5 down, so he's not in the running for chief. I don't know. There's several things can happen. They can create a new post for General Bajwa. The Americans are very fond of General Bajwa, and in fact, it is the Americans who are believed to have used Bajwa to take on Imran and the others. So I think there will also be talk of an external involvement. All said and done, there will be a crackdown. I'm certain if it gets out of hand, and people respect the military when it uses force. Also, the guy who sort of surrendered and seemed too weak and confused a person to have been able to sort of organize something like this and get after a past prime minister who's, let's face it, very popular in the country. So I think there are wheels within wheels in this, and within Pakistan you can never decide which wheel or find out which wheel particularly led this thing. But the fact is, it's going to become a much hotter potato. There is going to be instability and violence. Imran Khan is undoubtedly popular, but not necessarily the best popular man gets elected in Pakistan. So it is there is going to be instability. There is going to be a sense of violence. Imran Khan will go on the war path. But as I said, the poor fellow they've arrested he's a fall guy. This is a much larger conspiracy.
Okay, let me ask Omar Altaf. You know, the problem with dealing with Imran Khan is he's not a traditional kind of politician. He's a bit of a disruptor of a politician, whether it's in the way he speaks, in the way he conducts himself, in the way he engages with the public, in the way he engages with the opposition in other political parties in Pakistan. Also in foreign policy, he likes to believe himself as a bit of a disruptor politician. If and when elections happen next year, and if there is no dip in his popularity between now and then, do you believe that Imran Khan might get to a stage where the prevailing establishment forces, whether they are political forces, military forces, may find it difficult to control him, to contain him, because he is seeking to break the shackles and have a direct connect with the people in a way that his election or his coming back as Prime Minister becomes a fait accompli?
I think if elections are held and there is a new appointment of the army chief, Imran Khan would want to mend fences with the coming chief, if General Bajwa relinquishes command, because that is Imran Khan wouldn't want to pit himself and his party against the military, because that is something which every politician would want to avoid. So he has personal, and he would expect that once the new chief comes in, certain key appointments would take place, which would create a better feeling within the establishment and more acceptance of his politics within the military establishment. And so he would, but with the current situation, the transition, it remains to be seen how smoothly the transition happens, how the command gets passed to the next chief, because that has to happen within next 3 weeks almost.
Okay. In the next month or so. Let me ask Iftikhar Chaudhry, who's a senior PTI leader who's also joining us. You know, your leader and many leaders in your party in the PTI have straight away gone on and alleged that Rana Sanaullah, the Interior Minister, is the one who's responsible for this. You've been playing out clips of him making open threats over the last few days and weeks. But the person who was arrested seems extremely frail, extremely weak, almost like a fall guy who could not have done this on his own. How do these two contradictory factors play out? Because if you're saying that this is this great giant conspiracy hatched by the interior minister and senior folks in the military, and then you have this, almost a whale kind of a person who's seemingly come out and confessed that he was the one who was responsible, it doesn't quite add up, these two.
I think your guess is wrong. Always when this thing happened, if you go back to Liaquat Ali Khan murder, you will see the Ali Akbar, that's the same like person. This person, especially, he's telling that I am a poor man and I have stopped my motorbike in my uncle's place, but the gun he has, you know how much the price of gun is that? This is almost 3 to 4 lakh. From where he got it?
Mm-hmm.
Please, when we say it, you know the Rana Sanaullah is such a foolish man that he has already, since 3-4 months back, he was saying that there will be a lot of bloodshed. And this Rana Sanaullah's back history is this: his own party member, Abu Sher Ali, and his father, Sher Ali, he said he murdered about 16 men. Whereas in Pakistan, this is the Model Town massacre. He is the man behind it. So it doesn't mean that.
No, but Iftikhar Saab, coming
Minister,
out and making wild statements, the kind of which Rana Sanaullah did, but to say that he is the one who's responsible for the attack on your leader, you have to back that up with some kind of evidence and put that evidence in the public domain. Otherwise, those allegations are not going to be seriously bought in by the Pakistan people.
Yes, you are very right. I agree with you that right now we don't have evidence that he's the man behind it. But the last 4 or 5 months, his press conference, his statement, he says that I will kill you. I will make, this all Imran Khan. He's not only telling Imran Khan, even Imran Khan party members, they got threatened. So I'm not saying that this is the man who is responsible for it, but I am saying that we think that this has done it. So please, first of all,
I want to get a final word from Qamar Cheema. I'm curious to know the foreign sort of dimension to this. Qamar Cheema, when Imran Khan was in power, the relationship between US and Pakistan had completely gone off rockers. It was literally in the doghouse. Now, after Shahbaz Sharif has come back to power, there seems to be some kind of an attempt to try and put it back on track. Same is the case with the relationship between Pakistan and China. Shahbaz Sharif just concluded a successful visit to China. CPEC seems to be back on the table, so on and so forth. If Imran Khan were to gain traction between now and the next election, and if he were to emerge as the most popular politician in Pakistan, how may that affect Imran Khan's external dimensions and Pakistan's external dimensions? Because for the longest time when he was Prime Minister, even the IMF debt relief stuff he was not able to take through.
I think this is an important question, that if Imran Khan comes in power, what could be the external dimensions? Remember, neither the Chinese, nor the Arabs, nor the Americans or the Europeans were not happy because of Imran Khan's policies. And there were so many reasons for that. And this was one of the reasons that the Pakistani institutions were very uncomfortable with Imran Khan's assertions on that. One thing. But if he comes in power, there is a likely possibility he will try to act more independently. But looking Pakistan's economic vulnerabilities, looking the internal challenges, he may have to show the strategic patience for that, and for which the Pakistani institutions have been saying we need to show the patience. But Imran Khan, who slowed the CPEC because he was doing the review of the CPEC projects, and money that came, that basically annoyed the Chinese, and in return the entire the CPEC projects got slow. The Americans are very much uncomfortable. Even just yesterday, the U.S. State Department released State Department said that we are going to give information against misinformation that will come from the former Prime Minister. So it seems that, but at the same time, Imran Khan is trying to tell to the concerned quarters that when he will come in power, he will try to take along everyone with him.
All right, we'll see how this plays out. I think the first and most pressing challenge for Pakistan would be the selection of a new army chief and how he may be inclined to all the major political parties, whether it's the ruling PMLN or whether it's the PTI, the principal opposition party. That is going to be the principal thing. But make no mistake, politically, Imran Khan is going to milk this, make himself even more and even bigger of a martyr than he already has tried to position himself politically. I want to thank all our guests. As we take a quick break, on the other side, a very special interview with a very special guest who's going to be in the hot seat here in Bengaluru, the IT city. I caught up with the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Wazirabad, as he attempts to make a turnaround in the Bangalore story and in the Karnataka story. He's answered all questions from political to economic to the recent controversies around hijab and halal. Quick break, that exclusive conversation right on the other side.